I think skating is really one of those hobbies that, like, you know, once you start, you just can't stop. It's like sure, you might want to move on to a new hobby sometime, or you might get tired of it or take a break, but I mean, I think it's one of those things, the skill of skating just stays with you like your whole life almost. Like, I mean, it's kind of like riding a bike, you know, and you can, especially during your like high school years, you can go out, come home, go out with your friends, go skating. I think that's what's so magical about it, because, you know, there's no like time to go skating. You can do whatever you want. I think that's what's so great. I first picked up a skateboard when I was probably around 10 years old, I think. It's been a while. I'm 15 now. It's about 5 years ago. But, you know, when I first got it, it was something that I looked at as being challenging and hard. And I don't think I was willing to take the challenge at that time. So I had a board, but I never used it. And about 2 years ago, I picked it up again for the first time since. And I said I'm going to learn how to do this, because I had seen, the pros on TV doing all those massive stair sets and massive, gaps and all that stuff. And I was like, I want to do that. I want to become good at something like that. And it just spoke out to me. So I picked up the board and I was like, I'm going to learn this. And from there on, I've just been learning tricks and trying to progress. And I mean, I'm nowhere near pro. I'm nowhere near a professional level. But I mean, I go out every day and skateboard. And I think I'm really learning and really progressing as far as like learning each and every trick goes. I think there are a lot of stereotypes associated with skateboarders, and I'm sure, there are people that do fill the stereotypes, but I think a lot of the time it's like, people view skating as being, a ghetto or shady activity, and I think that, sometimes that might be true. It depends who the skater is, but, people jump straight to that conclusion, and it's not always true, and I think it's just associated with, the sport in general, the activity. Whatever you want to call it, I think it's something that's just there, and it might not go away, but I think it's important for people to, consider who they're talking to before they, go off and call the police just because a skater is skating, this so many different scenarios that could happen, but I think the overall view of skating is negative, and I don't think it's always true. Sunday Skate Shop has always been like a home for me. You know, I look at that place as being somewhere I can go to catch up with old friends and to get new stuff for the skateboard, obviously. But I feel like when you walk through those doors, it's more than just a skate shop. You know, the culture in there, the way you feel when you walk in there, it's just different than the rest of your life. I think it's like a very specific feeling. It's like a whole other world as soon as you walk through those doors. Everybody in there's friendly. Everyone's nice. It's all kinds of things to see, things to look at, and I think that's just an amazing feeling to me. You know, to have a place like that brings you so much joy, and really reconnects you with the world of skating that being a skateboarder you want to be a part of.
A cemetery where I marry the sea. A stranger thing that never changed my mind. I gotta take it on the other side. Take it on the other side. Take it on. Take it on. I love how long will I slide.
LaSalle Skate Park, downtown Buffalo, down the waterfront. It's a park that's been there. The guys at Sunday Skate Shop actually had the idea to create it, and a couple of years ago, and they built it, probably 2 years ago. And it's just an environment to me that people can go. I think it's a fantastic place. People from all around, Jamestown, Rochester, they come from all different kinds of areas to skate. I think it really brings people together as a family. It brings skaters together from all different places, all different backgrounds, all different cultures. It brings them together into one group, and I think it's a place where you can go. When I go to the skate park, I'll meet somebody new that I've never met before, but I play a couple games of skate with him. I'll have a good skate session with him. We'll learn some new tricks. We'll film some stuff for each other. And I think that's just the bonds that form at the kind of things that happen at the skate park. You can meet new people all the time, and you'll see them around the next time you go, and they'll keep reappearing, and you'll be like, "Hey, I know you. How's it going, man?" And I think that's what's so special about the environment like a skate park.
It was a fenced-in, rusted chain-link fence with the byproduct of the city's sewer and water department. Whatever beautiful vista you see as you pull into DAR Drive, if you looked left, you would see a fence that you would naturally turn a blind eye to, and then if you turned right, you'd see the waterfront. So now when you look left, you see a skate park. When you look right, you see a sunset. So
I see parents there with their kids all the time trying to get their kids to learn how to skate or scooter or BMX, whatever it might be. It's a place for all those kinds of activities. But you see like little kids that could grow up to be pros one day, and you won't even know it. And I think that's just such a great thing to see. All different ages, all different races, cultures coming together into one melting pot of fantastic skateboarders.
Nike's been through to film commercials and worldwide commercials, and to have Shane O'Neill, one of the top 10 street pros, show up, take a cab down to go skate with the kids. It's no different than Kobe Bryant showing up. The best skateboarders in the world have shown up, like Skater of the Year, Grant Taylor has shown up and skated with the kids, and that doesn't happen in any other sport. You don't see like the Yankees coming to town and like go down to like LaSalle Park and play a game of like pickup with like the Little League kids, but this does happen in skateboarding, so it's been very successful.
No place to hang out or washing, and Electric Avenue. And then we'll take it higher. Oh, we gonna rock down to Electric Avenue.
Well, LaSalle was always like a goal, like you need to have a home base in skateboarding. So if you have no place to go skate, you're going to go to whatever spot is legal for that summer, that fall, that winter. Street skating, when there is no skate park, doesn't always allow, spots don't last forever, because if it's a great spot, it looks like a hornet's nest of people trying to show up. The same security guards kicking out, not just you, but the person after you, the person after them, so on and so forth. But to the security guard, it's all the same skateboarders. So that's your stereotype. But the park needed to exist, because if it existed when I was a kid and I got to dream all day that I was going to go learn how to do like a backside air on a quarter pipe, one, for my entire childhood, there was not a single quarter pipe in a 100-mile radius, so I never learned backside airs. So you would just dream of, like, your California dream, you dream of somewhere else but your home base, which is your city. So having a skate park not only allows you to have these fantasies of, like, I don't know, applying yourself to a higher standard, allowing yourself to get that reward of you've gone to school all day, now you get to go to the skate park where there's a quarter pipe and, God forbid, work your ass off, make or break it, and land a backside air. Feel accomplished, feel better, go to school, don't act up, because you actually feel accomplished with your own self-accomplishment. And then you get to meet people from East Side, West Side, North Buffalo, wherever, because they're all meeting at this one home base. So your friend base isn't just high school. So it hits the mark on so many levels, and it becomes the cheapest babysitter in town. And we've had parents come in tears thanking us for helping get the skate park accomplished, because this one mother said, when my son's at the skate park, I know he's safe. Where we come from, if my son's outside, I worry about him the entire time, because kids are getting shot where I live. So the skate park's important for just so many other reasons. Other than, youth is once, you should enjoy the absolute shit out of your life. So, and if the skate park allows you to, like, exercise instead of being on the computer, thumbs up. So
I think one of the most exciting things about skating is when, let's say you land a new trick, or you get it on film even, let's say I get a new clip of me landing this crazy trick. The feeling of rolling away from a trick that you've tried all day and you've failed, just like the feeling of rolling away from that trick is just so monumental. I think that, like, especially, like, even before you do it, you say, hey, this is the one, I'm gonna land it, this is the try, right? You roll up, you do the trick, whatever it may be, and you roll away. That's the most fantastic feeling in the world. You feel like you're on top. You go home happy, showing everybody the clip. If you got a clip, right, you feel like you're on top of the world. I think that's like such a great thing about skating, because it can happen a lot. Every time you learn a new trick, you feel fantastic, and it's great. And sometimes you don't learn the trick. Sometimes you go show up to a spot and practice all day and not learn the trick, and maybe you'll go home a little bit discouraged and unhappy, but you'll wake up the next day, go right back to that same spot, try the same exact trick for, maybe even another whole day. And the thing is that when you land it, the moment you land it and roll away, it's just the best feeling ever. I think that's just what's so rewarding about it too. At the same time, it's just a great feeling. I think when you take up skating, there's things that you gotta be ready to happen. A couple days ago I had a board snap. Boards break, it wears out your shoes. You gotta replace your shoes more often. You have to buy new stuff for your board, but I think that's just part of doing it. Is that, any sport, you're gonna wear out your clothes, you're gonna, maybe, like, break the equipment, who knows? It's like, I feel like that's the thing that's common of any activity. Nothing's gonna go perfectly, but I think that's part of just accepting the challenge and the adventure of skating.
Jack, you asked me about stereotypes in skateboarding, which, boy, so I'm an old man now. So after the 30 years of riding this skateboard, I definitely probably fit all the stereotypes when I was in my 13 to 20. All right, who's kidding? Till 30, and now at 44, looking back at my skateboarding, I can probably say that it's not really skateboarding, it's the person. So it's the phases of the life when they had good parents or bad parents, but skateboarding becomes a giant family and it ends up being a friend base. So if you're lucky enough to have a creative, open-minded, loving friend base, skateboarding is just like the icing on the cake. It can be the most amazing experience.
Take me to the place I love. Take me away.
Because you're really just like, you're almost like lost and found. You're lost for the day. There's no real goal. But the goal is to have fun and kind of just experience life. So I don't know, there's a movie called Stand By Me where these kids just walk on the train track and end up finding a dead body, but whatever. Skateboarding is having like these Stand By Me moments where you're always looking behind a building for a new skate spot and whatnot. But so you're exploring your surroundings, east side, west side, downtown, North Buffalo, then you travel out of town and bring your skateboard, so you travel the world and end up skateboarding. But stereotypes are strange. If you looked at 100 people, how many of those 100 people are going to be somebody you'd want to hang out with? I couldn't tell you, maybe 1, 2, 10 if you're lucky. So the percentile of people that you're going to get along with is going to be probably relatively pretty small. And but without a doubt, there's people that ride skateboards that I would never have dinner with, I would never let into my house. And there's people who I have met, don't even know their last name. They've traveled to Buffalo and I've let them just like take my skateboard because they should go see the city on skateboard. And I don't know, I kind of consider them friends just by meeting them for literally an hour. Even though they're in the city for much longer time, per se, for a wedding, but because they've been skating as long as I've been skating, there's like so much like bond from the same experience that skateboarding has brought. So sometimes it's so bizarre that it's not necessarily even like the time spent. You can just feel the vibe of people. There's people, our old employees, that literally I've met and could feel in my heart that they were great people, and I've had to go to a funeral and just handed my keys to a person of whom I did not know their last name and say, could you please wash the shop for me? Yes, absolutely. And they're like lifelong friends. So skateboarding has got the whole gamut. It's awesome.
Skateboarding's had a huge impact on my life. Like if I were to really, I met all my closest friends through skateboarding. Was able to like travel with those friends, and it's something that becomes more than friends. Like the people I've met through skateboarding, who I consider my friends, are like actually my brothers. So just it's like really created like this like family like almost like community for me. I guess just that family like atmosphere, like I've shared experiences with like the people who are my friends now that like I'm gonna cherish for the rest of my life. I would say now I try to get out and at least skate twice a week, like all day.